18-year-old Rahul pressed the lock on his phone, checked the time again. His birthday guests would arrive in 10 minutes. The scent of warm, spiced curries drifted from the dining room, where his mother had laid out her entire day's work. Fresh curries, soft bread, and her famous sweet mango lassi, chilled just right. Rahul stepped into the room, looked at the full table, and shook his head. This wasn't grand enough for his coming-of-age birthday. He'd already placed the order hours earlier. A big stack of cheesy burgers, loaded pepperoni pizza, crispy fries, and spicy fried fritters from the city's most popular fast food joint. 10 minutes later, the delivery knocked at the door. Rahul signed for the boxes, carried them inside, and pushed his mother's dishes to the far edge of the table. He spread the greasy paper boxes across every inch of the wooden surface until the homemade food was hidden from view. His friends arrived soon after, and everyone dug in immediately. They praised the food non-stop. "Wow, this tastes amazing," Rahul preened at the compliments. Weeks passed after the party, and Rahul's cravings for the salty, greasy flavor only grew. He drifted completely away from homemade meals. He skipped the lunch his mother packed for college every day, buying fries and burgers from the campus cafeteria instead. His mother's cooking no longer appealed to him at all. Slowly, he started feeling constantly tired and weak. He could barely finish his daily morning walk, a routine he'd kept without fail for years. One hot afternoon, Rahul lined up with his team for football practice. He'd woken up sore that morning, but brushed it off as just lack of sleep. The first drill was a full field sprint, the same one he'd run 100 times before. He took off with the rest of the team, kept his head down, pushed past the burning in his lungs. He was halfway to the end line when his legs suddenly went numb. He tried to plant his foot to keep going, but nothing responded. He crumpled to the dry grass without a sound. His teammates froze, then rushed over to him. He couldn't answer when they called his name, just laid there gasping for air. They loaded him into a car and drove him straight to the nearest hospital. By the time he got into the exam room, his color had come back, but the doctor ordered a full set of tests anyway. Hours later, the doctor sat down across from him, test results in hand, and gave him a clear, unflinching warning. "Eating junk food occasionally is fine," he said, "but eating it every day slowly damages your body, and it will ruin your long-term health if you don't stop right now." The words landed heavy in Rahul's chest, sharp enough to cut through the fog he'd been living in for weeks. Rahul left the hospital that afternoon with the test results folded in his pocket, the doctor's words replaying in his head on the entire ride home. When he walked through the front door, his mother said nothing about the collapse, nothing about the tests. She just set out a plate of his favorite curries, warm bread, and a glass of chilled mango lassi, just like she always did. He hesitated for a second by the table, then pulled out a chair and sat down. He picked up his fork, cut a bite of curry, and brought it to his mouth. He'd expected the flavor to feel flat, boring, after months of salty, greasy junk food. That wasn't what happened. The gentle, warm spices spread across his tongue, the sweetness of the lassi cooled his throat, and he suddenly realized how starved he'd been for this exact taste. He ate the entire plate, slow and steady, and did not once reach for his phone to order takeout. In the weeks that followed, he stuck to the homemade meals his mother packed, cut back on junk food to only rare treats. His energy came back fully. He finished his daily morning walk easily again,